On this video, we're going to show you these simple minimal floating shelves, how to assemble them, and what you can do with them, including this nice secondary bottom shelf. Stay tuned for the whole video. All right, so this is the shelf. Instructions, hardware. All right, let's put it together. You're going to need a screwdriver, a drill, hammer, and a marking pen, and then you should get two of these nice matte shelves with a wood grain finish. But again, this is a veneer. And then two of these like really interesting designs. And then this, again, is the additional thing that's gonna hold it. All right, so very easy, just follow the directions. It's not difficult to install these floating shelves. All right, so first take your bracket, take your piece of wood, line it up underneath because you don't want to see the screws. So the screws are gonna be screwed in underneath. Take your drill, whether it's manual or electric, and then we're going to screw it right in. The easiest way to do this is to line it up on the bottom like this. Make sure that the edge is nice and flush. You can see that it's not flush, so we're going to go and just kind of center it. So it's going to be about an 1/8 or 16th off on this side, and a 16th off on that side, and then we're going to screw it in. Now we only use the big screw to start the hole. We're going to be using the screws that came with the shelf, the small ones, to get this in. All right, so first screw is in. And here's what the shelves are going to look like. Really nice and slim, clean design. All right, so we've got both shelves screwed in. Now, before we attach these to the wall, there is an additional basket that you can attach if you choose to. You don't have to, but this will give you an additional storage depending on where you're going to put this in. So if you're putting this in a bathroom, for example, then this will be beneficial because then you can put this and you have additional storage for things. So to do this, you can see that these are going to be screwed into the sides of this board. So these are going to be screwed into the side, like so, with these small screws. So this is just going to go right through two of these and two of these. Now, there's another way to do this if you don't want to necessarily damage the sides. You can take this and then you can bend this down this way at a 90 degree, which is what we've done here. Okay, so now we can see that we've bent these 90 degrees, and now what we can do is we can attach it this way. We can remove this screw here, right? And that screw. Take this and attach this over that hole right there. So essentially, you're attaching this mesh to that and to the wood at the same time. And there you have it. Much cleaner, but you may need to get a longer screw because if you already threaded it, this one you don't because I didn't thread it, but this one I already threaded. So you may want to get a longer screw. So I thankfully had another screw. It's silver, but I'm not concerned because you're not going to be able to see it. And now it is nice and flush on both sides. So I'm not scared anything's going to fall. Because I'm using this for a drinking section. So I'm going to essentially just going to put this in here and you can see how my Google Home there. And then so the bottles are going to be essentially right there. So just place a mark where you want this to hang and then we screw this in. Once you've gotten the first screw in, you place this over it and then it would hang. And we are going to tighten that manually, but before we do, we want to make sure we get the second one. And to do that, we need to place a level to make sure that the shelf is nice and straight. Once this is plump, we're going to go and screw the other screw in. And then we have our shelf done, and then we just got to tighten that in. All right, so here is the first shelf. We can now put this in. And then the bottom shelf we can use for coasters or for cups. So there you go, you got a little mini bar shelf from this. So we have one more and we're gonna stick it right above it and then that will hold the rest of our wines. Once we have the first one all done, let's work on the second one. We already got our screws in. This is another tip for you. If you want the floating shelf to look even cooler, you want to add like a little gap between the wall and the shelf, and to do that we have these plastic spacers. Usually you get these when you buy a TV mount, but you can also buy these independently. So all we do is you place this over the screw like that, and that's all. Not only that, these shelves aren't necessarily going to go a 5-degree slope upwards. Let's go and put our second shelf on, and there we go. So now let's go tighten it up and let's put up our bottles. All right, so here are our shelves attached to the wall. They're looking pretty beautiful. These add up to about 4 pounds. You can safely put 5 kilograms on each of the shelves. I definitely like these shelves, so I definitely recommend it. That's it for the video. Thanks for watching.